Hello everyone! Welcome back to another building video. Today we are taking on a project that I have wanted to do for quite some time now. The swamp biome is one of my favorite biomes because of this grass color, so I was super excited to ask this witch if she wouldn't mind loaning me her hut for a little while. I have much bigger and better plans for it, and I think she could be doing so much more. We are going to be transforming this witch hut into a beautiful Victorian-style manor, and the swamp biome around it will also be transformed, getting lots of spooky features. Let's get started today by clearing out a small area around our witch hut, and then figuring out our plan. As you guys know, I always start out my builds with a plan, and for this one I knew that I wanted to work within the Victorian style. So I went to Google and typed in creepy Victorian mansion, and that got me quite a lot of results that were so inspiring. So I immediately got to work. I'm using a palette of more muted and dingy tones. For the walls I'm going to be going with a slight purple, and then for the roof I'm going with probably the brightest color of all, which is that dark prismarine. I did struggle a little bit with this because there aren't a ton of dark blocks that have stairs and slabs that aren't really super bright. I do wish we had a few more options, but I do think that I made this work in the way that I wanted to. This build is very, very tall. It's meant to look intimidating when you walk up to it. This is not just any ordinary witch hut. This witch is powerful, and she has built herself a beautiful mansion to do all of her amazing spells. I wanted the back to be a little unique as well, so I fixed it with a unique tower and threw in some more of those purple accents in the nether bricks. I love these blocks, and the purple matches that terracotta so well. It really just naturally all flowed together. Now we can start thinking about some of the other details in the swamp, like dead trees, rocks, lily pads, little atmospheric things that really bring the entire build together. I want the manor to look like it's been abandoned or very run down, so I'm adding lots of vines to that as well, filling in the ground a little bit more so that we have some room to work with for more details. After the chimney is added to the side, this witch needs a proper workstation, so a potion right out front with some purple smoke brewing out from it does just the trick to add a little bit of magical flair to this. We're going to be having several of these accent points around the build in the swamp itself so that we're not just focused on the mansion. One of the other things that I want to be focused on is this sort of creepy portal area just off on this little hill past the manor. I think this adds quite a lot to the build, along with even more dead trees looping around with some creepy lanterns hanging from them. Then thinking about the terrain itself, I want this to have a very broken feel, like maybe at one point it was built up and people came here, but now it is a forbidden area and everything is rotting back into the earth and the swamp. That's sort of what I'm going for here. And to keep with that creepy feel, I'm going to be building a graveyard right next to the witch's house. And this is sort of a graveyard with a crypt in the middle. So I did this dead tree and this slimy substance coming out of this old broken down crypt. I think that really gives a nice creepy flair. And then, of course, a massive spider web, kind of losing a little bit of the realism that's coming with this manor now, but adding a fantasy flair is never a bad thing in my opinion, and I like to imagine that there could be creepy giant spiders lurking in this swamp. Now that we've got some more of our details in, let's start adding in a couple more of these dead trees. And with these final touches to the atmosphere of the build, it will be complete. I am so excited to share it with you. Now that you've seen this build process, I really wanted to take you through and tour it in-game because in my opinion, that is where this build shines. There are so many tiny little details that are just very challenging to show off properly in time-lapse. So if you don't mind, I would like to take you on a tour of my build. The shaders I am using right now are BSL shaders. I think they're in the high form. I have kind of crappy FPS because of my laptop, but I think it's satisfactory for what we're doing right now. As you can see, even from the swamp out here, there are so many tiny little details that have been done. I love the effect of these tree stumps that are sort of steaming in the swamp with all of the smoke rising up. We've got these lily pads and the beautiful water with the grass swaying and all of the dead trees. Oh, it's just perfect. If you notice, I do also have these beautiful armor stand models. Look at this handsome toad. Isn't it just adorable? I got some help from my amazing community mod Kersen to help me do these beautiful models. Kersen is so good with armor stands. It's such a beautiful talent, and he has made me 4 different models of toads and frogs that I can put around my swamp here, and you'll see them as I am touring. I'll put Kersen's name down in the description. If you ever see him around, please feel free to say hi, but he doesn't have any social media for me to link, sadly. Let's start our walk in towards the build now, shall we? I love the look of this entire swamp. Again, we've got lots of these small details, the mushrooms, the flowers, the smoke rising out of these carpets. And as we enter in here, we're entering into the graveyard area. This is where things get a little bit too creepy for me. Oh my gosh, I just love all the little details in here, like the netherwort, the dead coral, the red coral, the ferns, everything all together really brings this build to life. Look at this crypt with the slime coming out of it. Ugh, creepy. Let's leave the graveyard, shall we? Let's walk a little bit more towards the mansion now. As we come this way, we've got this little outdoor cook station here. What I love about this is, in order to keep the scale but have it be still a little bit realistic, I wanted to do this giant potion brewing area, right? But this is obviously huge, so we have this ladder right here so the witch can actually stand up here and brew whatever potions she needs to. I just think that's such a cute little addition. Let's continue our walk this way now. Oop, and it looks like we're coming upon a sign, no entrance. Huh. I don't think I'm gonna listen to a Minecraft sign. Let's go ahead and go inside here. Got some jack-o'-lanterns sitting out front. Let's enter into our witch hut. So the interior of this witch hut has fully been completed. Let's start by looking in here. Oh, and by the way, this right here, this is our original witch hut, this room right here. This cauldron, this one right here, that was the original cauldron. I never moved it. I just added a second one and put some plants there so that it would still match. I think that's so cool that this room, this was the witch hut. Now we have so much more to explore. Let's enter in here. This is so creepy. Oh my goodness. So over here it looks like we have a living room. We've got this beautiful red chair in front of a fire. One thing that I really love about the swamp, as you can see here, in these cauldrons, it actually changes the water in the swamp to be this sort of murky green color. It looks kind of like a poison, which is so nice for building in this area, in my opinion. This room overall, I am just so happy with. I think interior-wise, this is about as good as it gets for me. Let's head in this little... You know what? Never mind. We won't head in that room. Let's go over here in the kitchen, maybe. This will be better. Yes. So here we've got this looks terrifying. We've got some meat being cut up by a saw. We've got blood splatter. Oh gosh. This is not good. This is not good at all. Back door. Okay. More swamp back there. What have we got in here? Huh. Whoa. What is this secret area? Oh my gosh. There's secret caves underneath the witch's house. Look at the use of stairs and slabs in this area to create this cave. This is a good example of what I wish you could find in real caves in the game. This makes it so interesting while you're mining, finding little areas like this. So incredibly creepy as well, but I mean, look at the detail. Alright, let's leave the creepy secret fireplace alone and perhaps head up the stairs now. I love that we've got these paintings lining the walls. Roemerrr actually pointed out to me that the Minecraft paintings naturally on their own are very creepy. So you really don't need to do a whole lot to them. You can just add them to your haunted mansion and they look like they belong there. A little strange, but I'm not gonna complain. Look at this. I wonder what types of experiments this is. Failed subject number 2. Failed subject 1. Hank. Hello, Hank. Oh dear, where do you think these pipes go? That's probably not good. Okay, let's head into the bedroom now, shall we? Oh, I love the look of this bed. Look at the glazed terracotta. Every chance I get to use glazed terracotta, I love to throw it into a build. I think it's so good. And the view that the witch has from here. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. I probably shouldn't stand on her table though. I don't think she'd like that and I don't want to anger her. Right, okay. Let's head back. Oh. Okay. Let's take the creepy ladder and go up into the attic, shall we? This feels like something in every horror movie that you absolutely shouldn't do, but... Whoa. What the heck? This is so cool. So this is where those tubes were leading. Oh my goodness. What? This is creepy. I think this witch is performing weird experiments on villagers. That's not good. Oh, and look at this herb garden. Oh, she's keeping eggs as well. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here before I become an experiment. That's just a little bit too much for me. Let's head back downstairs now. I think we're about done this tour. This is so beautiful though. I love this interior. There's a basement. Of course there's a basement. Why wouldn't the creepy mansion in the middle of a swamp have a basement? Okay. Let's head down. Oh. What? Excuse me? This is terrifying. This is so terrifying. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm done. I'm leaving. Whoa, that's a gravestone. This is a crypt. Oh gosh. Yep, that's terrifying. That's absolutely terrifying. Oh, I love little hidden areas like this. This is wonderful. This nether quartz ore though works so well to look like super creepy like meat with bones in it though. Ah, that is terrifying. Okay, I want to do a quick shout out while I'm down here standing on this very creepy gravestone area. This detail of this mansion was actually not built by me. I had some help by my two amazing friends, Rowlinq and Roemerrr, who surprised me by building this creepy underground area in the basement of my witch hut. So terrifying, but thank you to those two for being so imaginative with their ideas down here. This is so much fun to explore. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think we can head back outside now and let's just go take a little look at the rest of the swamp, shall we? Take a little lily pad hop across here. I absolutely love all of the details we've been able to add here. The red coral, the sea pickles laying on the ground, the nether wart, the mycelium, the podzol. All of these small little things make such a big difference to the build. I mean, look at this area. I'm in love. Okay, let's make our way along this creepy area and see if we can get a better view of what's going on out here. Look at this carriage. I absolutely love the shape of this. I think it is absolutely brilliant. The rounder shape that we have going here is just perfect for what I was wanting in this swamp area. And look at the attention to detail here, right? These marks left by the wheels, when you come down here, they get darker and wet in by the water. Oh my gosh, such a small detail that you would never pick up if you're just glazing by this in time-lapse. But when you look a little deeper, you pay attention to these things. It's so amazing how much you can do in this game and the type of stories that you're able to tell by placing certain blocks in certain areas. Really cool. I mean, just imagine who the traveler was who unfortunately stumbled upon this area. Can you imagine, right? You're coming along here, you get stuck, it's horribly muddy, you're in a stinky, horrible swamp that is literally smoking and steaming. There's toads everywhere. You don't want to be here, but you have a job to do, and you get stuck right here, right? Your next objective is the only person around is this crazy lady who lives there. What do you do? I would once again love to write a story about this poor traveler. So interesting. Let's head up to the portal now, shall we? If I can dodge a little bit of this water. Here we are. So this was actually one of the very first ideas that I had in this world. And you might be wondering why this is possible, because obviously there's no obsidian here, I'm not hiding it anywhere, and this is a weird shaped portal. So basically what I did, as you can see in the time lapse, is I built this out of wool first as sort of a place marker. So I have the game rule on in my world, that is game rule random tick speed, and I have this value set to 0. Setting this value to 0 means that basically there's no block updates. I don't know how to properly explain it, but nothing grows, nothing moves in the world at all, which means I can place something like this that is not normally meant to be here, and it will stay in place unless it is updated. So if I place a block next to this, it'll update and go away, but because the ticks are off, it won't do that naturally on its own. Anyways, everyone, I think that is going to be about it for me. I hope you loved this tour. I had so much fun working on this build, and I love all of the little details that are involved with it. I hope you found some inspiration and have a wonderful the rest of October month. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. Please consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this, and like this video if you like what I'm doing here on my channel. I appreciate you, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone!